Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the executive producer of a docu-series that takes a tough look at religion. It's called The Religion Business. Next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
All right, I'm just going to start this with my father, uncle, brother, all ministers. So I know the religion business, if you will, and I got to observe it by watching my family members have some battles, if you will, in their congregation. But my next guest is really taking a hard look. He's a man of faith. Ayoub is in the studio. He's the executive producer of The Religion Business. Thank you for coming on the show.
It's an honor to be here, sir.
All right, so, and we should make that clear that you are a believer. This is not coming from an atheist point of view.
Correct. I believe that Jesus Christ is the Lord and Savior, and I pick up my cross and follow him.
So when you describe this docu-series to people for the first time, how do you describe it?
So it's a great history lesson, too. So it's a 7-episode docu-series. The first couple episodes really goes back far into history, about 3,500 years, back to Melchizedek and the Mosaic covenants and this concept of tithing and giving, and how we got to where we're at today, which is it's a $1.42 trillion industry, the nonprofit space, and $890 billion goes to religious nonprofits, and about $540 billion goes to secular nonprofits. And that number's actually grown. And from that, 6% is stolen internally by church staff. So the figure from 2020 was $53 billion, and now it's approximately $90 billion stolen internally between Sunday and Monday.
Wow.
My church staff.
Okay, much more from Chris in a minute. Let's go ahead and show the trailer.
From an investigator standpoint, you're looking at what drives this machine. And what drives a machine so often is tithes.
Tithing is a test. He gave his son, and you want to argue about 10%.
We've got about 1.8 million nonprofits registered with the IRS today. Over $4 trillion in assets.
You have the for-profit world, you have the nonprofit world, and inside that nonprofit world, you have religious nonprofits or churches.
How do you stop people from taking the money out of the organization to the people who are controlling it?
Greetings, Father. I've come to request an indulgence for my mother.
Within the church, is tithing voluntary or is it compulsory? Does a 990 tell you how much equipment they have?
They have $111 million worth of aircraft.
We do not want this church or any other church destroyed or intimidated by the government.
Yo, buddy.
Got a text message from a mega church pastor out of Minnesota.
Mac would be interested in sitting down with us and having a conversation.
That's huge. We'll drop everything and fly up to him.
The informant brought revival capital of the world to our attention.
They have an estimated net assets of $265 billion.
I have a question for you, actually.
No, we're not going to answer your question.
No, my question is...
No, you answer our question.
Where is Wisdom Heights?
See, I need to go.
Whoa, did you just flash your gun?
Hey, Lauren. We might be having a rescue. She needs safety for the daughter. The daughter is not safe.
So people are donating, and it's going to silence a rapist.
Did he have HIV?
I'm pushing away. I mean, I'm trying to hold on to my dress.
He told me not to tell anyone, especially my husband.
Hi, my name is Nathan Apfel. I just had questions pertaining to housing allowance and also his salary. And then also, we heard that was ordained and also takes a housing allowance.
How is the sermon? You are being detained.
Separation of church and state is just a recipe for churches to be a potential for fraud.
All right, what's been the reaction so far?
So far, I mean, the people that have watched the docuseries, it's really blown them away. I think many people thought it was going to be some sort of a hit piece or a TMZ type show.
Right.
And a lot of people were very, I'd say educated is a big part of it. We spent the first 2 episodes really focusing on that. And it's really having people think, a common thing I hear is I'm really asking myself, what is church?
Mm.
And that's been one of the largest reactions that we've got. And it's great for people to ask that question because, biblically speaking, church, ecclesia, is a gathering of the body. And today we say we're going to church. Church is a location, an event. It's not necessarily known as that.
Sure. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this just as the son of a minister. Do you worry that you're painting the entire industry with such a broad brush that really good, honest people get kind of caught up in it?
That's a great question, sir, and it's come up often. They all play by the same rules. So the IRS guidelines, where a secular nonprofit turns a 990 into the IRS, religious institutions, organizations don't have to. So they all play by the same rules. We do highlight many folks in the nonprofit space in the docuseries that are doing an absolutely amazing job. I have to say, though, we're all human, and the church, the body of Christ, is the beacon of light in the city on the hill. And when you have it as an extreme dark space from an institutional standpoint with the way things are structured, there's not transparency into that system. And if you don't have transparency into that system, there's no way to have accountability. And so that's where we saw 10 loopholes that within our investigations of this. My business partner's been working on this for about 15 years.
Wow. What do you hope to come out of this?
Sir, that's an awesome question. So the first thing is that we need transparency into the system. So my business partner and I built a software app called Broken Shepherds, where we took a look at 10 loopholes within the current structure and the IRS guidelines, things like housing allowances, real estate, salaries and such, just a lot of different loopholes within the system. And what we're doing is we pulled in 1.9 million nonprofits into our database. And the nonprofit has an opportunity to claim their nonprofit and answer some questions and provide pertinent financial data. And then we give them a rating on transparency from 0 to 10. We're not the arbiter of what a pastor should get paid. So
right.
As long as you answer the question, whether it's $1 million or $50 or nothing, you get the same points. The power has to go back into the hands of the donors. And until that happens, we're not going to be solving. Christ called us to take care of the poor, the weak, the marginalized, and we're not doing that. And the reason why we're not doing that is because the system, the money goes into this dark space. There's no transparency, so there's no accountability. And we all have to ask ourselves, and I love those viewing to answer this question, why do we still have homelessness? Why do we still have world hunger? We have all the resources in the world to do it. Is it because if that problem gets solved, no more money will come in? That's a question we all have to ask ourselves.
Wow, so powerful. We're going to pull up your website. How many years have you guys been working on this project?
My business partner is about to celebrate his 41st birthday, and he bought the domain, the religion business, when he was 25.
No kidding.
I came on this journey with him about 2.5 years ago.
Well, you remind me of like Food Inc. kind of took on Big Agra and
Supersize Me.
Supersize Me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So you're taking on an industry that's very big and very powerful.
It is.
I mean, as you're making this, are you thinking to yourself, do I really want to do this?
So in my life, I've always considered myself to be a follower of Christ. And I've never, ever, ever really truly knew what it meant when they say, pick up the cross, when Jesus says, pick up the cross and follow me. And so for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm doing that. I've put a massive chunk of my net worth into this. I have dealt with security threats. I've dealt with a lot of stuff. I had a guy come at me at our premiere. And now I know it's a very uncomfortable place, but like learning to be comfortable and uncomfortable places is, God's the unknown. Stepping out into the unknown is scary. Following Christ is scary. Look what happened to his disciples. So as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil.
Wow. And I'll just tell you, before the show we prayed. Chris is a believer, and thank you for bringing this to light. And we're going to end with your website. Let's go ahead and put that up. It's thereligionbusiness.com. Chris Ayoub, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.